channel. My name is Julia Ambani, commonly known as Jules. On this channel, I love to talk about books, literature, development, and a sprinkle of other things here and there. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, feel free to subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and yeah, let's go. So today I have a second guest. This is Soila. Soila and I have known each other since 2017, right?
Even 2016.
Even 2016.
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
Because I know, okay, yeah, maybe we met in 2016.
Yes.
But we attended the first Simon in 2017.
I think so.
Yeah, so someone introduced me to her as she was the head of communications in a conference that I wanted to take part in. So we became friends from there, and as they say, the rest is history. Also, fun fact, Soila is the one who made me join Bookstagram and Booktube indirectly. So
I'm taking all the credit. I don't know who else was telling you anything, but I'm just taking the credit.
It's 100% Soila, by the way. And that was during the pandemic. And then Booktube, she also kind of she actually influences me a lot. But I'll let her introduce herself, tell you what she does. She does a lot, and then we can go.
Yeah. No, but honestly, I'm so glad. I always forget that I had something to do with you joining Booktarnet, and I'm just
actually it's so true, because I remember you had your account.
Yes, I think you saw it
to wonder like what is this? People are just posting about like books. You joined in 2019, I think.
Yes, at the end of 2019.
But that time I wasn't too interested, because I was like, I'm not going to do that. Little did I know COVID was coming,
and you found a new thing.
COVID humbled me, and I just joined Bookstagram.
So I'm Soila Kenya. I think you can just go to soilakenya.com and just see everything. But I'm a journalist, I'm a content creator, also part of Booktarnet a bit. I have a Bookstagram and a Booktube. I also talk about like helping people to apply for things, whether it's scholarships or conferences or things that will help you travel in your school life or career life. And I'm mostly active on Twitter at Soila_Kenya, but you just find me where I'm everywhere. Unfortunately, I'm in a career where I can't not be everywhere, so I'm actually everywhere, and we can comment.
So I think I'll definitely link all of that in the description box, because she does a lot of things. If you're really interested in moving out of the country for studies or anything like that, she does that. She consults on the same. She's done it herself. It's worked many times, so she knows what she's talking about. But that's basically Soila. A very interesting character, and also a fellow nerd. Remember we had this phase where we will just have calls to talk about that triangle, or that Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Not you exposing us on the internet.
We will always be talking about it and give real life examples of so you see,
the nerd
we are nerds.
It's too much. We need to reduce.
So this video has been a long time coming, and maybe another time we'll do like another video mainly focused on what she actually does. But for today, we're talking about book tropes. So whether we like them or not, if we've read anything in that category or not, and we'll just see how the video flows, honestly. But that's what we're talking about today. So I have the tropes listed here on this.
I'm not seeing them at all.
So I'll just say, and we'll see how it goes, so we can start. So the first trope is prophecy and quests.
Okay, this sounds so fantasy.
It's very fantasy.
I'm also a fantasy person. Really, if you're on this channel,
she's part of also the fantasy book club.
Yes. So that is in fact it's reminding me of prophecy and
quests.
It's reminding me of now that book I was telling you. I was trying to get you guys to read of the book club called Alana and something by this lady. I always forget her name. Tamara Pierce.
I'll put a picture somewhere.
So it's a series of 4 books, but then it's part of a larger series that is like so many books. But just that, I just read those 4 that followed Alana, and they are pretty much very much, because it's like a book from the 80s. It was in the 80s, so it's really when this sort of trope was booming, and I really loved it. I love those quests now. It's like a
I think
page
because
turner.
it's fantasy mostly. I don't think I've seen this outside fantasy.
Exactly.
It reminds me a bit of The Priory of the Orange Tree, a bit, because I can't fully remember what that story was about. But yeah, but it did have something like a prophecy somewhere in it.
Yeah.
And I believe like a lot of fantasy books, maybe in the moment ni venye hatukumbuki, but this is very fantasy.
It's a very common trope in fantasy.
Okay, trope number 2 is forbidden magic or forbidden romance.
Okay, those are so different. Why are they
I don't even know why they put it together. Let's do them differently.
Yeah,
forbidden magic.
I know that's always interesting because it ties into fantasy tropes.
Especially when it's this, in fantasy, there's always the clean, good magic and the dark bad magic.
Yeah. In fact, I've just read a novella called The Bruising of Kilwa. It's so good. It's so good. I'm trying to write a review, but I'm just like
African fantasy.
No, but it's based in Persian history, Iranian history, and it reminds me of this book we love on the book club.
Which
this African one?
the Master of Jinn.
Yes, it's the one I found that is closest to giving me something that is that.
Actually, then I might read that.
And it's just a novel, it's like 170 pages. So even if it's not like so, you just finish and just be like, and it has this forbidden magic aspect.
Master of Jinn also kind of felt like this, right?
Yeah, I think the magic. There were those forbidden religions, but they were like doing some pseudo magic things.
Kind of.
Yeah, the love interest. What was her name?
City. Oh yeah, yes.
So she has
kind of like forbidden magic-ish. Okay, I also like that trope. I guess also again because it's me, it feels fantasy-like, which is something we all love reading. And the funny thing is usually sometimes that forbidden magic, bad magic is usually not that bad.
Yeah, it's really like these people like in The Bruising of Kilwa, it's literally I see it as an allegory for, because it's about immigrants and all that, even if it's a fantasy world, and it's like they're double. They're twice hated. They're hated in their own homeland for having this type of magic, and then they're hated as immigrants even when they move to this new place. So they're just hated times 2, and it's just usually it's something, it's born this for them. They're born like that. So it's like I didn't even choose to have this magic. Now here we are. And
that also kind of reminds me, another that could fall here would be the 6 of Crows, that duology kind of. Yeah,
I can't wait to read them. I have a very beautiful edition of the first one.
Really?
Yes.
I love it.
And I know I'm gonna love it, but
it took me by surprise. I didn't think I'd love it that much.
In fact, I've not watched your videos on those books. I don't want even a hint or a
spoiler. Just go in blind.
I've been on Twitter all the time and I've avoided spoilers. I don't know how.
I think in blind.
The universe really is looking out for me.
But it kind of gives this forbidden
magic.
Kind of like what you're saying, like it's people are born with it, but then they're not allowed to practice something like that. Okay, the third one is now forbidden romance. This is a trope
Actually, tropes in general, I have no problem with tropes, by the way. Those things but that's been done, everything has been done under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. So me, it's just about execution, because I just recently finished a historical romance that was just this, it was a vampire. It was just that it's set in 1700s England, but it's like Bella and Edward, where the vampire meets this human and they're like, I love you so much. I've lived 1,000 years. I've never met anyone like you, but I don't want to turn you into a monster like me. It's just that. Okay. So you can imagine we got enough of that during the Twilight era.
That's literally Twilight.
There were so many Twilight adjacent books. Do you know, I feel like I'm gonna go just start that book from page 1. It's so well written.
Actually, okay,
I'm just going to
all these books, I'm going to read them, because me, I don't. In fact, before you said that example of Twilight, I was really wondering if I've ever read anything like forbidden romance.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't think this is something I gravitate towards.
Yeah, because it can go sideways. Because it can be forbidden romance of like a teacher and a student.
Oh,
which now
yeah,
you
okay,
start
yeah.
getting into the weird waters.
That's
Yeah. So
Pretty Little Liars with looking at you. Maybe that's very weird waters. Because you don't even know if you should enjoy the book or
you're
not.
like, okay, but I was once a student. I'm just now remembering Mr.
Like, is this like borderline pedophilia?
Yes.
Anyway, forbidden romance, I don't know. At the back of my head, I only just had Romeo and Juliet, but that's just because it's the only
that you
one I could think of.
Yeah.
But generally, I don't think this is something I gravitate towards. The fourth one is one I truly do not like. Enemies to lovers.
But I feel like Six of Crows has this. It doesn't.
You know, me why I don't like this trope, it's because I really have started questioning what people understand with the term enemy.
Okay.
Like
I get you. Because
you especially these contemporary romances that the enemy to lover, and the enemy is your colleague whom likosana, like I don't know what. I'm like, do you guys know what
an enemy is? Yeah.
So for me, enemy to lover, if it's done very well, actually I would love reading enemies to lovers in a fantasy sort of setting.
Yeah, me that's all. When
where it's like enemy, when we're like, yes, it's my enemy, not this enemy who is just a nemesis. Sort of,
just petty squabbles in the office. That's not really enough for me to like say that's even trope I'd pick up for that. If it's fantasy, definitely. Fantasy, usually enemies like the rival kingdom, and we're here in this kingdom, and the prince of there, we're fighting, and then we realize we fall in love.
Literally lives are on the line.
Yes.
That's enemy. But for contemporary, the last one I read that really put me off kabisa was that book, the famous TikTok one, The Spanish Love Deception. I was rolling my eyes. I'm like, what in the world?
I feel like those books sometimes they're almost written like the author knows what they're really being cheesy here, and
I think they just have a specific audience.
But though before we started filming, Julie was like, these books, these contemporary romances of these days are not hitting the way they used to. And I was telling her it's because they have a formula that they're now following.
They're following it to the
TikTokers. So if you wanted those ones that 2005, just go read them again. Because now you can't
it's funny because I was just telling her there's this book I found on Scribd. It's called A Single Girl's To-Do List. It's contemporary romance. And as with any contemporary, you can kind of predict, you can even tell who will fall in love.
Yeah.
But I laughed my way through that book. And when I checked the date, I was like, oh, it's released in CG 2005. Yeah. I was like, no wonder, because nowadays the contemporary romance, first it has to be, I don't know, woke.
Now we're trying to tackle racism. Please just give me the romance. I didn't come here for that. I didn't come here for feminist theory.
You know,
just give me the romance and I go. Like, I have fantasy for plot and character development and all that.
It's so exhausting. But yeah, enemies to lovers, not for me. Actually, now I've learned my lesson. I've had enough examples.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we're just here for Nyuma. Enemies who never thought I live. I don't even.
It's a red flag in contemporary these days.
Yeah.
Contemporary romance.
The fifth one is arranged marriage trope. I don't think I've read an arranged.
In fantasy, it seems like it would be there. Though I'm trying to.
I feel like maybe I have, but I'm trying to. I don't know when you were a bit like around 2013, I think. Did you ever read these books, the selection?
I didn't, but I know what. I can't see the cover.
I think that one was kind of arranged marriage because the prince had to choose a wife. I liked it back in the day. I don't know if I read it now, if I would like it.
That's the thing about books you read, and especially in teenagehood. It's not even the amount of time; it's the fact that I was a different.
Yes, my mind was different at that time. But yeah, I can't think of any other example. Arranged marriage.
Yeah, I feel like it's in fantasy a lot, but I've not read any recently that's coming to mind. So, but I would be down for it in a fantasy setting because it's usually specific for there. It's like it's not now in the real life. It might be too traumatizing for me. Yeah. Now it might be a
in fantasy it's like they're uniting kingdoms and stuff like that.
Yeah. But
actually, Game of Thrones had a lot of weird marriages
of convenience and political things.
Maybe I feel like also maybe historical fiction might have a bit of arranged marriage, but it's not a genre I even read. So number 6 is Second Chance.
Now second chance in what? In love?
I don't know. In life, I don't know.
Yeah, because that's so broad. Me, I'm just thinking about it in terms of romance.
But second chance.
Second chance.
What does that mean?
Okay, it's like tulikosana and then now we are trying again.
Okay, I guess.
In romance, but I guess in life, okay, let me just say I'd be down for it because we all need second chances. Like that idea of you. This just depends on the mess that was created first time. But I feel like since I don't really know specifics of what is being said, I think
I don't know. I'd be down for second chance if it's like, okay, like I was recently watching Lucifer, the series.
Yeah.
I was so surprised to realize it's part of Neil Gaiman.
Yes, Neil Gaiman has
this
written
guy is everywhere.
Just understand that.
And one of the things there, like they talk about, is there's someone who dies, goes to hell, but an angel brings them back. So it's like a second chance.
I remember that episode.
Yeah, I'd do something like that. But second chance, okay, I don't know. We don't have enough information for this. Number 7 is forced proximity.
Like there was only one bed.
Actually, or the secretary booked only one room for these two work colleagues who are probably enemies.
Yes, now those enemies to lovers. It can be so cheesy. All these things it just depends on how it's done.
It does depend. I feel like I've seen forced proximity a number of times. And it does depend on how it's written. If it's just too cheesy.
Yeah, if it's like you've already chosen a known trope. Yeah. So you can't do known things.
True, like try and make it so interesting.
So funny or they're so something. But if it's just now, we can just even write the rest of the book for you.
I feel like I read this author, Emily Henry, the other book Lovers. I kind of enjoyed it. It was an okay read, but I think it was forced proximity. Two people who didn't like each other, who are forced into one location.
I've had someone talking about and reviewing that book. So it was in a small.
It's like a small fairy tale town.
But they were both colleagues in the big city.
Exactly, and now they're forced to be in this small town. Though I feel like that one, the banter was really good. I can't blame anything on that, but still try and be a bit surprise us, because we already know how that story goes. They'll be forced together, they'll hang out, they'll fall in love, there'll be the unnecessary third act breakup.
And can we talk about that, because it's just like unnecessary. Do you know there are some? In fact, I think also Alana series by Tamara Pierce really does romance well, and that's rare for fantasy these days because y'all can't manage all these things.
True.
So when that act thing doesn't come up, that breakup doesn't come, I'm like, wow.
I feel surprised, like
immediate, because I'm so used to it.
I think that's why I enjoyed that book Lovers, because there was kind of a separation. But it wasn't a dramatic third act break. There's always that, I don't know which secret someone was hiding, I don't know. And usually read books and you're like, oh, no.
Just don't. Please.
But
let people communicate properly.
Why is every romance book, why is there lack of communication?
Yeah, like if we removed that thing where
there wouldn't be a story.
Because even that miscommunication can be, it's a trope.
It's a trope
can be done well.
I hate it more than enemies to lovers, because I don't understand. If we are like 27 and I don't know 35, why are we having a miscommunication trope? The worst is I can't even remember the book. When I say something to you, like when you tell me, you ask me, do you love me? And then I tell you no. But now the author is explaining, do you like me? Then I tell you no. Then the author is explaining, how could he say that he truly loves her? It has moved from like to loves. And I'm like, what? what the hell? Like, can you just communicate and say these things that you're
Wait.
saying? Why are you having an internal monologue?
There's no
could
time to
say-
think as much when you're sitting with someone chatting. Like, I'm telling you,
And now
it's
the
so
chick
irritating.
leaves heartbroken.
And now she's moving
it's-
on. She's doing.
then this
that's
guy-
when the third person in the love triangle is introduced. When she's now thinking this one doesn't like guys.
And then now it's too late because by the time this one realizes he can say, this one is.
The third person is on the scene.
I'm telling you, we
and
can
now
write-
he's
we
so
can-
nice
we can write
that he
this.
doesn't want to break
He doesn't
her
want-
love.
he
Who
wants
made
her
that
to be
day?
happy.
You guys, let's write.
We can write
Let's
this
come up
book.
with a pseudonym. We write the way they write Nancy
We can
Drew.
write this
Just
book.
come up with a name and it's just us churning out this. Kuna pesa, Julie.
I think by the end, look at TikTok, we can make money.
That's the TikTok people. Like anyway, I'm sorry for TikTokers, but the book recs from there up and now.
But anyway, I think we've covered another trope with
We've
Ian,
covered like
the
10 tropes.
miscommunication one.
Yeah.
The next one is childhood sweethearts.
I don't think I
Yeah,
really
book of
like it.
this.
I mean, I don't know. They have to be interesting characters because if it's, I think why people like enemies to lovers is the tension and the yo kugombana. But these childhood sweethearts, you need to then make the
what's
characters
context?
interesting.
Yeah, it has to have like a very good kind of context.
Yeah.
I don't know, did you read The Rage of Dragons with us?
No, do you know that book? I'm waiting for my time. I'm waiting for the universe to tell me it's time. I read like 5 pages and that main character was so irritating. I don't know when I
I
picked
feel
up
like,
that
you
book.
know, when I picked it up, I remember you told me you have DNF'd it.
Yes.
And I was so stressed because I was like, what do you mean? But I get it because the prologue in that book is too long to begin with.
Yeah.
It's too long. And then the prologue is boring. So at me, by the time I was finishing the prologue, I was so tired. But like from chapter 1, things picked up. But it has kind of a childhood sweetheart thing going on, but very, it's so subtle. Like Kaiko, it's not on your face kind of thing. I think other than that, I can't think of any other childhood sweetheart thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, but yeah, it just depends. And I will try the Dragons because now I heard later that it's just that section that's it's weird. But if you just get into the story, so
the book is so good. That's one of the few books in the book club we agreed it's good. I think it's only 2 books we agreed.
Yes.
That and A Master of Gin.
Yeah.
So and that's saying something because anyway,
people have a lot of different tastes.
very different. The next is a trope that also I find a bit annoying. The bet.
Unless it's fan fiction. Please, if you're publishing you're publishing a book, like it's gonna have a cover and everything. Please have something else going on. Let it not be the main thing. Let me say that. Let it not be, if you remove this bet aspect, there's no story, please.
Unfortunately, it's just usually kind of the main thing, and also the thing that causes the third act breakup. Here, I can easily think of. Did you ever read or watch After? That by Annie
Julie,
Todd.
I got away without getting into all this.
That one I remember.
When I had it was a fan fiction. Imagine.
Yeah, it was a fanfic of what was it? A fanfic of 50 Shades
of I think it was a Harry Styles.
Yeah. Okay.
So in fan fiction, because I'm thinking of so many fan fiction that have that thing, and it's so cute because it's over in 10 chapters. But now a whole
This I've seen it even in books, and
I know it's there, but I'm just like no.
I'm really like, if you started loving this person, again, communication. Like, why just not say by the way they had
because
this?
you know
We
it's
are
gonna
saying
come
quickly.
See you
Anyway, the next trope, we're almost done. Fake relationships.
I feel like contemporary romance in America right now is riding on this so hard.
Mimi Kwanza. I just recently read The Love Hypothesis.
I'm so triggered. Who can name those books? I'm just like, I'm gonna Julie.
I'm telling you guys, thank God my Kindle is coming because I really do waste money buying physical copies of these books. Because I never like, in which situation in life are you having to be in a fake relationship?
And someone is going to argue, but it's just a story.
Even if it's just a story, like, okay, but you know what I realized about contemporary romance? If you do suspend logic, you will enjoy the books. But if you try and be like me and bring in logic, you won't enjoy those books.
There you are trying to figure out.
Because I've never, like, in my whole life, in my whole 28 years, there's never once I've ever even thought I'm going to be in a fake. Why?
Yeah, this way, yeah. If you bring that
so that this other guy doesn't bother me, or I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, if it's please recommend for us. This was that you're saying, no, please recommend for us so that we go read the good ones.
Go see, yeah.
Or we judge you and your bad taste.
Because I think fake relationships for me, it's a trope that...
it's just rarely done well. So it's just like, I'd rather not.
Unless it falls under the nice arranged marriage fantasy thing, but just a fake relationship.
Or fanfiction.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
The third last is, love triangles.
Okay. Yeah, so...
The Twilight Saga walked so that authors could run.
Twilight is classic of how to do love triangle in the way that we know. But in this Alana book, it was so interesting because it was like a trapezoid. It was a love triangle. What's the rhomba? Like it was, she had options. The main character, she had a prince, a master thief, a master rogue fighter.
I'd be okay with that.
Yes.
I'd prefer
now
that.
Me, that's what I liked. I was like, damn.
I prefer that.
I like this, but not the prince and the thief person. And now
we usually know who they will choose.
Exactly.
But for some
in this book, I didn't even know who she would choose.
That's why I remember
the book where she was not. I think it was the last book where she was now cycling with one of them. I finished it so quickly because I was like, now I need to know who she's going to choose.
Because with my anxiety, I usually Google. Okay, do you know even at a TV series? I usually run.
So then, how do you finish the book?
Spoilers never spoil anything for me.
Okay, it just
gives me peace. Like I can now read and see how we got to this.
That one, if you read that, Alana, that one you have to Google because
I probably will.
It's 4 books and the different love interests are introduced pole. When you realize there are like 3 of them.
If I love a specific love interest, I must know whether I end up now this one. Am I prepare myself for disappointment?
That one you really, because all the men make sense. There's not one that the author has written as bad so that you hate them. They all make sense for her in different ways.
I would definitely read that.
A
love triangle for me bores me because it's like, why are you leading this other person on when you know you choose this person? Just stop it.
No, but they kissed under the whatever, so now she has to think again.
That one they kissed and now that's when she realized in fact I got feelings for this person. She wasn't aware. Oh no.
Hey, anyways, love triangle
for me.
No. Love trapezoids,
maybe yes. Triangle, no, I am not a fan. Then we have mistaken identity.
Okay, I'm trying to think of is this like in thrillers and crime and
I don't know. Okay, maybe that would work. I've seen this in a contemporary romance, one of Sophie Kinsella's old books, called The Undomestic Goddess. But I don't think it was like full mistaken identity. She just took someone else's identity. And just took But I don't know. I'm not
mistaken. Yeah, because that mistaken identity. Me, I'm only imagining it in those crime books where someone wakes up on the beach and they don't remember who they are, and now the police force and investigator so and so comes in to figure out, and then. But I can't think of it in any other setting. Maybe
I can think of it of a romance. I think I've even seen a bit
mistaken
identity. Actually, I feel I just can't remember the book, but I know there's those stories and you just walked into someone, and then because I was waiting for someone,
I think
and I just assumed it's you, and then because in all romances communication is a problem, you just roll with it. I've read something like that. Probably.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but I'd just say, broadly speaking, I don't think I'd run towards that.
Unless it's under the thrillers, mysteries, but romance, no. We're too grown up for this.
Then
the last one is office relationships.
Julie in an office, would you even dare?
I don't know. That's one thing I realized reading books. I feel like uko maju things might be different.
That's why we come here for escapism, because it's totally just not the
things
same.
are different
setting.
uko.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of office relationships because let me tell you guys, I've read my fair share of contemporary romance. The third act breakup usually comes in when there was a promotion or something both of you were fighting for. But because now, especially it's usually the girl who thought that no, because you know we are in love, blah blah blah. Kumbe the guy
is still a guy.
Took the chance and
he's gonna go for it. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of office relationships. I mean,
first of all, I don't read contemporary romance. I don't read the genre where I would encounter this. So just by virtue of that, it's a no for me. But Julia, this is you.
Office relationships are just it's too messy. It's too messy.
Yeah.
Like, why can't the career woman just find someone nice outside of work? Why does it have to be?
A lot of people find their soulmates at work.
Office relationships most of the time is linked to enemies to lovers. I think that's why I actually don't like this. Because you know you are all top lawyers fighting for partnerships.
Yes.
I don't know what it's.
Yeah, actually I'm sure I've read. I feel like, what is this? John Grisham. I feel like he must have written something where there was a rom. Because that's the closest I can get to thinking of something I've read that might be close to. These people are competing. And they're in the office. Yeah, I think.
And then one of them quits. Sometimes I really wonder like how easy it is to find work abroad. Because people always is quitting. Like
just something has happened and all of a sudden
quit, doesn't show up. Anyway.
Yeah.
Those are our tropes. It's a super long video, but you know what, we had a good time. We always are like this, we just have too much to say about everything, but it's been fun doing this video with someone else, because initially I wanted to do it alone, but I'll just be like here talking to myself.
You know, you guys who content creation on YouTube is weird because you talk to yourself. People don't realize that that's what you're doing. Yeah, but you laugh alone. It's so crazy, but I'm so happy you chose with me. I was just like, let's do whatever you want to do. So I just came in
like this was just a nice chatty one, and hopefully next time we link up we'll now do like other stuff, but definitely good. If you've watched up to here, thank you. I'll link. Soila also has a booktube channel.
I'm trying to start again. Now next time we'll also make one for my channel. We should. So I think that's it. That's a wrap. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.